Hi everyone, this is Ants. I created a Godot plugin called Godot Vertex Animation Textures plugin, or Godot VAT plugin for short. And basically this plugin extends the multi-mesh instance 3D node to support instance vertex animation using vertex texture data generated by the not Unreal Tools Vertex Animation Blender add-on. And that's a mouthful, but basically there is an add-on that allows you to take a 3D model and basically string together a bunch of animation tracks into a single animation track and basically export this into a single mesh and encoding offset vertex data and normal vertex data. And with those two image files and this mesh, you could basically animate this 3D model. It's actually not a model anymore, it's basically a mesh. An instance then create hundreds and thousands of copies of them, and each one could actually play a separate animation track, which is very, very interesting and powerful. And because it's using instancing, the GPU, your graphics card, is actually doing little work, and the number of draw calls is reduced tremendously. So this is the reason why it's a value add. Again, I put it in a plugin format, so you basically get a new version of the multi-mesh instance 3D, and it's actually called VAT multi-mesh instance 3D, right? And if you go into kind of Godot and you try to add a child node and you type VAT, it's actually down here. As you can see, it's kind of like inherits multi-mesh instance 3D, but it's its own instance. And it provides vertex animation functionality, right? And what do you get from this new node that I created, right? Is basically you get some additional parameters that you need to fill in now. And the most important one is the track information, right? So what is this track information? This track information, it's a vector 2i. The X is the start frame and the Y is the end frame, right? So 0 and 39. What it basically is all you need to do is copy the start frame and end frame of all these individual kind of tracks, right? And there's 5 tracks here. And you copy 0 and 39, and the next one is going to be 40 and 80. So everything you see in Blender is what you need to enter in here. And this is great because now the track information is not in your code. It's actually a configuration inside the editor here. And that actually simplifies things quite a bit, right? And in addition to that, and I've detailed it out quite well in the documentation, I talk about the properties, and I just talked about the property, but there's a bunch of functions on the sets and then also on the gets that allows you to basically change anything in terms of kind of like, play this track or change it to that, change the alpha, that sort of thing. And again, I don't know if I've stressed it, but the main feature here is animation tracks can be different frame sizes, and the number of animation tracks that are encoded is unlimited up to the maximum number of frames of all tracks. It has to be less than 8,192, but that's actually quite a lot of frames. So you could actually, this example in the demo, so we're going to go down to the demos, is only 5 tracks. So I only kind of encoded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one is the death one. So it's a static pose and it's just death, right? So, but I could add all these other ones there too, right? So, yeah. So let's go into the demos because I don't want the actual video to be too long. So let's start. I have 2 demos. One is called multiple animations, right? So let's start this up. And basically this has 90 instances, and every 3 seconds it changes. So let's look at this guy. He's twerking right now. Now he's dead. This is a static pose. Now he's walking. And now he's going to cheer next. How did I know? Now he's going to spin next. And now he's going to go back to twerking. As you can see. So you have complete control over any individual one. I'm actually just, changing the track on all of them one by one. Like basically to the next track, and it goes in a loop. But that's basically it. So all of them are controllable by you, and it's actually not hard to control. The methods I created are very simple. You just have to give it the instance ID and the track number. Like, that's basically it. Say instance ID, track number, play that. That's it. So that's the value add that I'm trying to show you there. But let's go on to the next demo. The next demo is called the alpha test. And this one shows how to individually fade in and fade out using the alpha. So there's also the ability to individually fade in or fade out an individual instance. I don't know if this use case is going to be used a lot, but that's possible too. I know I used it in my latest game jam, and so this plugin's kind of been proven by the game jam, I guess. So now that it's finished all the fading out, the fading in starts. As you can see, the fading in, right? So yeah, there's that too. So that's basically it. Again, the most important thing you need to take away is where to find this. It's going to be in the description, or I'm pretty sure if you just type in Godot Vertex Animation Textures, it will show up. I did as best of a job to document everything. By the way, if you want to know more about Vertex Animation Textures, this video I have linked here is great. These are the features, the limitations, the requirements, how to install, what is the new node that this plugin provides, what are the properties, what are the functions, there are the methods, right? And it talks about the shader, what's going on behind the scenes. I talk about the shader and then the demo, and here are the 5 tracks that are included in the demo. And I also have links to the games I made with kind of like this plugin and all that kind of stuff. The second video I make is going to be more of a deep dive from scratch. This is more kind of like an announcement video, and I want to keep it short, and it's 7 minutes already, so I'm going to just leave it like that and just go back to the actual demo here and just play that, and we'll call it a day. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you find the plugin useful. Thank you and take care.